You're doing everything right. The vision board is full. The affirmations are loud. You've rewritten the story, learned to let go, and still, nothing moves. No doors fly open. No sudden alignment. Just silence. Stillness. The ache of almost. Pause. Breathe that in. This isn't because you're broken. It's not that you're not high vibe enough. It's not some cosmic punishment for missing a step. It's something far quieter. Something deeper. Something no checklist can touch. What if the reason your reality won't shift is because your nervous system doesn't feel safe to have what you're asking for? What if your body, the very core of your being, is protecting you from the very future you keep praying for? Because on the surface, you're aligned. You say all the right things. You visualize, meditate, call it in. But energy doesn't speak in words. It speaks in frequency. And the frequency you broadcast isn't coming from what you want. It's coming from what you expect. So here you are, doing everything right, but subconsciously bracing for it not to work, tensing against disappointment, preparing to be let down. And this is the real broadcast. Not your mantras, not your clarity, but the hum beneath your skin, the signal of survival. This isn't failure. This is protection. Your body has outpaced your vision. It's keeping you safe from what it still believes is unsafe to receive. Let's soften into that, not as blame, but as an invitation, because the field isn't just reading your words. It's reading your frequency, and that is where we begin. You've been told to think bigger, to visualize, to act as if, to speak it into existence. But here's the truth no one talks about. Manifestation doesn't start in the mind. It starts in the body, because your thoughts can build a vision, but your body decides if that vision feels safe enough to receive. And if it doesn't, it blocks it. Gently, silently, entirely. You can script the perfect future while still bracing for the worst. You can say, I am abundant, while your nervous system whispers, but what if it all gets taken away? That's not a mindset issue. That's a safety pattern. The paradox is this. The universe isn't responding to what you want. It's responding to what you are prepared to receive safely. This is where so many get stuck. They mistake clarity for coherence. They speak their desires, but live inside a broadcast of fear, scarcity, and unresolved pasts. It's like tuning into a radio station and wondering why the song you requested never plays. You're still on the wrong frequency. The request was clear, but the signal never changed. So ask yourself gently, what am I actually broadcasting? What emotional signal is looping beneath the surface? Not as a judgment, but as a curiosity, because this is where things begin to shift. When you stop chasing your vision with your thoughts and start aligning it with your felt sense of safety. Let's explore that hidden signal, the one you've been sending without even realizing it. You're not manifesting what you want. You're manifesting what your body feels safe with. Read that again. Let's settle. Because desire is not the gatekeeper. Safety is. Your nervous system, not your mind, is the architect of your reality. It's scanning moment by moment, asking, is this safe to feel? Is this safe to hold? Is this safe to let in? And if the answer is no, even quietly, even unconsciously, the door doesn't open. Not because you're not worthy, not because you're blocked, but because your body still associates more with danger. More love could mean betrayal. More success could mean burnout. More visibility could mean rejection. This is your protective memory loop, formed in childhood, reinforced through experience. It's not your fault. It's your wiring. And this wiring wasn't made to receive. It was made to survive. So when you ask for expansion, but your body only knows contraction, it tightens, it hides, it slows things down, not to sabotage you, but to protect you. You are not stuck. You are safe, according to an outdated map. This is the real recalibration. Not pushing harder, not thinking brighter thoughts, but softening into a new truth. I'm not broken. I'm just wired to survive, not to receive. Feel that. Breathe it in. Because the shift begins the moment you stop judging the slowness and start honoring the protection. Let that land. Can you let it be safe to receive? There's a signal you've been sending, not through your words, but through your energy. And it's been looping quietly, consistently, invisibly, beneath your affirmations, beneath your vision, beneath your will. You see, energy remembers what the mind forgets. That moment you learned love had to be earned. That time abundance came and vanished just as quickly. That ache of always being almost chosen, almost safe, almost enough. These are not just memories. They're frequencies. Unconscious broadcasts etched into your nervous system, shaping how you ask, how you wait, how you hold. So maybe you've been trying to tune into abundance, but your dial is still set to, I have to work harder. Maybe you've been calling in love, but the static of I'm too much keeps humming underneath. It's not your fault. It's just an echo, an energetic habit, a tendency to grasp, to hustle, to rehearse rejection before it even arrives. So pause now, not to fix, but to feel. What have you been rehearsing with your energy? What belief has been dancing beneath your skin? I have to prove it. I'll be left behind. It's not safe to shine. Name it gently. No blame, no shame, just awareness. Because what's named can be changed. And the signal always shifts in stillness. Let this be that stillness. Here's where it all begins to turn. Not with your desire, but with your identity. Because the field doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. Not your affirmations, but your frequency. Not your wish list, but your practiced self-concept. You don't manifest what you write down in a journal. You manifest what you live out as true, over and over again. So if your identity still echoes, I'm not ready, I'm not safe, I'm not the one it happens for, then the field listens, not to punish you, but to mirror you. The universe is a perfect echo, a resonance chamber, and resonance isn't built on longing. It's built on embodiment. Your current reality is not evidence of what you deserve. It's evidence of what your energy has rehearsed the longest. So the shift isn't about faking it. It's not about pretending you're someone you're not. It's about remembering who you were before the world convinced you otherwise. It's about becoming familiar again with your wholeness. Walking like the version of you who already has it. Breathing like the version of you who already is it. Because your new reality, it doesn't arrive on a timeline. It arrives when you align with a version of you who's no longer waiting. So let this be the moment you stop reaching and start remembering. Your new reality begins. The moment you stop waiting for it. You can have all the right tools, the vision, the plan, the rituals. But if your self-image hasn't shifted, nothing holds, because you can't outperform the identity you still believe you are. This is the emotional thermostat. You rise, only to cool back down to the setting you've lived in the longest. Not because you're weak, but because safety, not success, is your body's first priority. So even joy, if it feels unfamiliar, can trigger panic. Even peace can feel like emptiness when all you've known is survival. We carry subconscious loyalty to our past pain because it's predictable, and predictable feels safe. So when you start to expand, don't be surprised when part of you flinches, sabotages, shrinks, not because it wants to fail, but because it's afraid to lose what it knows. Familiar struggle often feels safer than unfamiliar freedom. So let's meet the resistance, not fight it. Let's speak to the part of you that's been trying to protect you all along. I see why you're afraid to become more. You think it means abandonment, exposure, collapse, and maybe it once did. But what if it doesn't anymore? What if growth doesn't mean danger now? What if your safety didn't depend on staying small? Pause. Let that crack the wall, even just a little, because change begins where safety expands. There is a frequency most people never practice. Not desire, not longing, not hoping, but already. Not chasing the thing, but becoming the one who already has it. So pause. Right here, right now. What does already feel like in your body? If it were done, if it were real, if it were here, what would shift in your breath? Would your shoulders drop? Would your jaw unclench? Would your heart open? Just a little? This is not pretending. This is rehearsing. Rehearsing the signal, the sensation, the self. You're not preparing. You're remembering. You're not becoming. You're embodying. Let the moment soften. Let it slow. Breathe as if you're already safe. Walk as if you're already supported. Speak as if life already said yes. Because the nervous system doesn't need another strategy. It needs a new state. Not survival, but stability. Not urgency, but trust. When your body feels like it's already happening, the field can't help but echo it back. You are no longer the seeker. You are the signal. And the signal is strong, soft, certain. So today, just for this breath, Don't try to get there. Feel what it's like to already be. And let that be enough. You can't out-visualize your body's fear. You can see it so clearly in your mind. The home, the love, the freedom. But if your body contracts when you imagine it, that's the signal the universe receives. Because energy doesn't lie. So before you call it in, pause, close your eyes, feel into the vision, and notice what your body does. Does your chest tighten? Your stomach clench? Does your breath shorten? Just a little? That's not resistance. That's protection. So instead of forcing the image, soften into it. Let your nervous system arrive through presence. Pair the vision with regulation. Let it be slow. Let it be sacred. Let your breath teach your body. It's safe to hold this now. Because if your body doesn't feel safe, the universe gets mixed signals. It hears both the yes and the fear underneath. But when your body feels safe to receive, the field aligns without force. Not as a one-time spark, but as a consistent rhythm. This is the secret. Not just believing you deserve it, but letting your cells believe it too. So breathe into that. Not as an idea, but as an inner experience. Breathe into worthiness, into readiness, into soft, stable having. And let that be the new baseline. Because when the body feels safe, receiving becomes inevitable. You can't speak one signal and feel another and expect the field to know what to do. This is the hidden sabotage in coherence. When your words say yes, but your energy says maybe. When your mind visualizes abundance, but your body tightens in fear. When you affirm worthiness, but your nervous system still flinches. The field hears your energy louder than your words. Always. So if you're saying, I'm ready, but broadcasting, I'm terrified to lose it, what arrives is not clarity, but static. Because the field doesn't respond to want. It responds to congruence. Thought, emotion, embodiment, aligned, agreeing, unshaken. That's when the signal becomes clear. That's when the reflection becomes instant. But most people try harder instead of aligning deeper. They think, if I want it more, I'll get closer. But the signal of trying is the frequency of lack, and the field responds accordingly. So the work is not to want harder. It's to become the one who already holds it. To close the gap between what you say and what you feel. Right now, what truth are you ready to make congruent? In thought, in breath, in being. Not as a performance, but as a remembrance. Because when you become the signal, you no longer have to chase the outcome. You're the frequency, and the field always responds. You're not late. You're not missing the wave. You're not falling behind. You're in a signal loop. And until the signal shifts, the outcome repeats. This is why some things manifest fast, and others seem stuck in pause. Not because you're doing it wrong, but because a deeper part of you is still broadcasting yesterday. A loop of old emotion, a residue of waiting, a background hum of, I'm not quite there yet. And so, you circle, you revisit patterns, you replay dynamics. You feel like time is slipping, but it's not time. It's tone. The field is always listening, not to your clock, but to your coherence. And here's the mystery. Alignment often feels slow, right until it's instant. The shift comes in a breath, but only after every layer is ready. So if things feel delayed, don't spiral into self-doubt. Soften into compassion, because everything is happening on time. Once your energy is in time with it, there's nothing to chase, nothing to catch up to, just a frequency to refine, a signal to attune. You are not waiting. You are rehearsing. Rehearsing the energy of arrival. Rehearsing the self who knows it's coming. Rehearsing stability in the unknown. So drop the calendar. Drop the pressure. You're not behind. You're broadcasting. And the field is already responding. It doesn't take time. It takes truth. Not more effort, but more coherence. Because manifestation isn't delayed. It's immediate. As soon as your energy aligns. The universe doesn't catch up to you. It meets you. Right here. Right now. In the exact frequency you're holding. This is the nature of the field. It mirrors, not later, but instantly. So when things feel stuck, it's not about when. It's about what. Not when will it happen, but what am I being right now? Because micro shifts in energy create macro shifts in outcome. A breath of surrender, a single drop of safety, a flicker of worthiness. These aren't small. They're quantum, because the field doesn't respond to size. It responds to signal clarity, clarity of being, purity of presence, certainty in the unseen. That's what bends time. That's what cracks open the grid. That's what brings what felt far close. You're not chasing a timeline. You're choosing a frequency. And when that frequency stabilizes, the shift is inevitable. The field has no choice but to reflect. So let this land. Reality doesn't shift when conditions are met. Reality shifts the moment you do. You are the turning point, the lever, the activation. The question is no longer, when will it come? It's, am I willing to be the version of me who already has it? Now, you don't have to get it perfect. You don't have to hold the frequency 24/7. You don't have to perform your way into alignment. This isn't about perfection. It's about practice. Because manifestation isn't a one-time spark. Remembering, it's a steady again and again. You will wobble. You will forget. You will fall back into fear, contract into doubt, clench when you meant to soften. That's not failure. That's evolution. Practice isn't proof you're failing. Practice is proof you're becoming. Every moment you choose to breathe instead of brace, you're tuning the signal. Every time you catch the old narrative and gently rewrite it with presence, you're shifting timelines. This is the portal, not performance, but presence. Choosing alignment moment by moment, not all at once. Letting your humanity be part of the process. Letting your nervous system catch up in safety, not speed. Because this journey doesn't reward who tries the hardest. It reflects who becomes the clearest. So let go of the timeline. Let go of the pressure to be high vibe. Let go of the illusion that one perfect thought will unlock it all. Instead, root into practice. Gentle, consistent, honest. Because every time you return to yourself, you return to the field, and the field remembers. You're not here to perform alignment. You're here to embody it. And that is enough. Let's collapse the timeline. Not by pushing, not by forcing, but by becoming. Because the version of you that has it, the love, the abundance, the peace, already exists. Not later. Now, in the field, in your frequency. So the question is not, how do I get there? The question is, can I let myself be her, be him, be that, right here, right now? How would you breathe if it were already done? Slow, open, unclenched? How would you speak to yourself if the outcome was certain? How would you move, not to prove, but to express the truth you already know? Because time doesn't make it real. Identity does. And you're not waiting. You're not wishing. You're not rehearsing anymore. You're walking as the one who already holds it, already lives it, already is it. The field doesn't ask for a request. It asks for a resonance. So bring your energy ahead of the evidence. Breathe it. Walk it. Radiate it. Not someday. Today. You are the signal. You're the arrival. You're the proof. And every step you take as the version who already has it collapses the distance between now and manifestation. So stop calling in. Start walking as it. It's already here. And so are you. No more trying. No more waiting. No more seeking. Let that settle. Let it land in the bones. Because you're not behind. You're not incomplete. You're not on your way to alignment. You are alignment. You are not becoming. You already are. The field isn't holding your desire hostage. It's not testing you. It's not making you prove anything. It's simply responding to the signal, to the self, to the truth you're living in this breath. So inhale and feel that truth deepen. You are the signal. You are the resonance. You are the moment. There is no future version of you more worthy than this one. There is no distant timeline more powerful than the now. Right here, with your breath, with your body, with your being, everything starts to respond. Not because you force it, but because you allow it. Sit, still, soft, and feel the version of you who no longer chases, but allows, who no longer grasps, but trusts, who no longer doubts, but simply is. This is the frequency. This is the homecoming. This is the field listening in full. So drop the doing. Let the being speak. And in the comments, drop one word. Not what you're hoping for, but who you choose to be now.